Welcome back to BT Vancouver. It is 20 after 8 this morning. We know what he did. Now we need to know why. That's why a psychological autopsy is being done on the Nova Scotia mass killer. The 51-year-old was shot and killed after going on an overnight rampage that left 22 people dead last month. Behavior experts will now try and figure out why the shooter went on the deadly spree. The RCMP also says 3 of the 4 semi-automatic weapons used likely came from the U.S. Only 1 weapon can be traced back to Canada. A Vancouver police dog has suffered a broken tooth after being attacked by a suspected car thief. It happened after officers tried to stop a man from breaking into police cars at the city's National Yards yesterday morning. The VPD says Vader and his master, who was also assaulted, are lucky to have escaped serious injuries.
During the arrest, the man not only fought with officers, but he also kicked and punched a police dog. Although our officer did not suffer serious injuries, the police dog had a tooth broken after being kicked by the would-be car thief. We are very fortunate that our officers and K9 unit did not suffer serious injuries. This man was attempting to start the vehicle and to flee the area before he was arrested for assault police officer as well as assault police dog.
A man in his 60s remains in hospital for assessment. Police say this happened a day after the same man was arrested for uttering threats in Stanley Park. A local singer-songwriter has recorded a song in response to the suspected racist incidents around Metro Vancouver. Miranda Vatour has this story.
It's enough, let's get tough. I found it all inside.
A Chinese-Canadian singer-songwriter is speaking up through music after a spike in what are believed to be racially motivated crimes around the Lower Mainland.
The first instinct you want to do, you want to go down there with bats in your hands and knock them down, right? But like I said, you never feel good coming out of that as a human being. And, nobody wins from violence, whether you win or lose.
Wong is the lead singer and guitarist of a band called Son of James. His latest song, titled I Found It All Inside, is about finding inner peace during the pandemic.
Somewhat of a double entendre, so to speak, about being trapped inside, but then at the same time, too, finding all these things that you about yourself that you wouldn't have really taken the time to look at if you didn't have all this downtime.
Last month, Vancouver police acknowledged that the department has been seeing a trend of Asian-based hate crimes, likely due to the pandemic. East Vancouver's Collingwood Neighbourhood House is also addressing the uptick in hate crimes with a virtual town hall on Thursday evening.
It's giving a space for everybody to express themselves, to share their stories, and giving a space for folks to also say how they've dealt with it.
The Collingwood Neighbourhood House is just an 8-minute drive away from the scene of a disturbing incident that took place in March, where a 92-year-old Asian man with dementia was pushed out the front door of a convenience store.
It's a growing concern that people will be targeted for no apparent reason other than looking a certain way. And that does create anxiety among people, especially those who feel vulnerable when, they're just going out about their business.
Aquino says aside from the major racially motivated incidents that have been reported on in recent weeks, there have been several other incidents like racist remarks in grocery stores.
Just snide remarks while in line at the grocery store, or when you're about to cross the street.
The town hall will be live streamed Thursday evening at 7 p.m. on the Collingwood Neighbourhood House Facebook page. In Vancouver, Miranda Fatour, City News.
Both Canadians and Americans are reporting that spending time in public spaces is nerve-wracking these days. A new poll finds 57% of Canadians say leaving their home causes anxiety. 64% of Americans surveyed feel the same way. 1/3 of people believe it will take 1 to 2 years before things start feeling normal again. According to the Leger poll, more women than men find going out very stressful. Well, today, Vancouver City Councillors are set to debate whether to close more roads in an effort to encourage physical distancing. Our Greg Harper has been following this story this morning. Greg, how are you?
Good morning, Mary. I'm great. We're on Beach Avenue here in Vancouver, of course, an area in the city that has changed considerably with the eastbound lane here closed. Could we see more road closures in the city? Well, as you mentioned, that's being debated today. More on that coming up. Stay with us.